Good morning. I'm Chris.
I'm Marianne.
And we are from Tread the Globe. We are the crazy couple from the UK who decided to sell all of our belongings to attempt to step foot in every country in the world before we die.
Or maybe die trying.
Exactly. And today we are in the sunny county of Somerset in the UK, and we're in the town of Cheddar, and we're going to show you the best that Cheddar has to offer.
Cheese.
Cheese. So the experience we booked it online, and it includes a tour of all the caves, the museum, and a walk up Jacob's Ladder, so you get great views over Cheddar town. I lived in Cheddar as a child in the 70s and 80s, and I probably haven't been in the caves since about the late 70s. So I'm sure it hasn't actually changed much, and to be honest, the gorge looks almost identical as when I lived here as a child.
So Chris and I have been married for 22 years on the 17th of August, and he grew up here in Cheddar and went to school in Taunton, so he's always been around Somerset, and we've been down here several times, but I've never actually been to the Cheddar Caves. So yeah, I think when you live somewhere you never actually visit where you live. It's very pretty here, lots of tourists. This is a real attraction in Somerset, but I suppose if Cheddar is like one of the world-known cheeses, people are going to come from all over the world, so let's just go across the road here. There are many small towns and villages around England that are stereotypical of the UK, and areas are obviously different, but this is really sweet. The Mousehole Cafe and Restaurant, just the names all connected to cheese and things like that, so that's absolutely lovely.
So one of the things that Cheddar is really known for is its caves up in the gorge, and this is the first one that we're going to go into, Cox's Cave. So let's go and have a look.
Cox's Cave was really cool. They had sound and light shows actually being shown on the walls, and as Chris said, I bet that cave can tell a story or two. It was crazy, the moisture, you could feel how damp the walls were. In fact, walls were actually streaming. But the light show was incredible, a lot of thought. There were some smaller children that got a little bit nervous because it was dark and it was a little bit, the music's sinister, but it was telling the real story of the cavemen and how they would have learnt to survive and fight back and hunt and eat. So yeah, no, it was really, really interesting and really well put on. Great show, really, really good. Thumbs up for that. So there is a mural called the Cheddar Gorge mural, and it was actually done by all the kids in year 4 and year 5, year 7 and year 8, and these are the names of all of the kids that were involved. How cool is that? Great thing about coming to Cheddar, and I say it to Chris every time we come here, is if you need anything for Christmas, even if it's in February or March, they actually have a Christmas shop. I don't know many towns that can say they have an all year round Christmas shop. So maybe the people of Somerset are just constantly in the spirit of giving and cheeriness, maybe.
We've just been to Cox's Cave, we've just walked up the gorge, and at the top of the gorge is the second cave behind us, Goffs Cave. So let's go in and see what this one's like.
So we've just collected the audio guide from the collection point, which is the second window. You bring it over to this area and you point at the language you want, it will select it, and then every area you then press the play button and it gives you an audio description. Very cool. No earphones, I like it. Going to be an incredibly unflattering shot, but the audio guide has just explained that the shaping of the rocks is when the water levels would come in and it would go forced up and it would actually cool and create small whirlpools. So this is why the formation is like this.
So we've all heard of cheddar cheese, right? Well, of course, cheddar cheese is from cheddar, and traditionally it's aged in the caves of Cheddar. And behind me here, you can see cheese, that they're still aging cheese in the caves behind us. The Cheddar Gorge Cheese Company, and it's perfect conditions in a cave to ripen cheese. So the best cheddar cheese has got to be from Cheddar. So what's fascinating is this tunnel actually behind me was created by man. It's a man-made tunnel, blast out to stop people walking in and having to go back out of the cave. So it actually gives a continuous loop. Fascinating when you look. It must have been really scary blowing this tunnel out. So we've come down to the Cheddar Gorge Cheese Company, which is located on the gorge, and it is the only cheese that is actually still made in cheddar. And We've seen the cheese maturing in Goffs Cave, so we thought we'd come down and check it out, and it's a great place. They've got a little museum behind the shop which is free to walk around, and you can see them packing up the cheese and making the cheese, and they've got an information video running. And we're going to try some little samples of cheese to see how good it tastes, but it looks absolutely delicious. So this is the actual cheese that's matured in the caves that we saw earlier. That's really good. That doesn't taste like the cheese the cheddar cheese you normally buy in the supermarket. That's real cheddar cheese.
Well, you're not going to believe it. The sun has come out.
Absolutely. So now we're starting the walk up Jacob's ladder. 274 steps.
Yep.
Up the gorge and to the lookout tower at the top, and will give us beautiful views over the town of Cheddar. Amazing.
So we've climbed up the 274 steps to the viewing tower. Unfortunately today, the viewing tower is closed, which would be disappointing, but because Chris lived here, he told me that the view over there is even better. So let's go and have a look.
So we've already been to the first cave, Cox's Cave. We've just cut.